what the heck is this stuff? Got this, got a little ladder out. You want to learn how to install a smoke alarm like this one? Then you're in luck. I've got 3 more to install, and that particular kind is hooked up internally. It's hardwired, and it has a battery backup, and that's what I've got. 120 volt hardwired smoke alarm, and it usually should say that on the smoke alarm box somewhere, or you'll see a symbol kind of like this. This is a wire and a wire with a wire nut on it, so look for that. And it has a 10-year battery backup, 10-year life battery backup, and this was what I really like. 10-year battery. The battery backup never needs replacing for 10 years. It's already installed in here. It's a lithium battery backup, worry-free. This is a kitty. I got them from Home Depot, and I'm going to be installing 3 more down here. I've got a hallway and a couple bedrooms. Usually you'll find them out in hallways by your bedrooms, on the outside of your bedrooms, and sure enough, there's one right there. And we go into the bedroom, look up. Usually they're next to the door somewhere. There's one right there. We come over here and look at that one, and sure enough, there's another one there. Okay, and I know these are hardwired. The way, if you're not quite sure if these are hardwired or not to your electrical system, you can unscrew the top of it generally, and it will come down and you'll see some wires. If you see some wires with a little harness up there, you know it's hardwired into your electrical system. If you find out it's just screwed up there and it's just controlled by the battery, well, that's something else. You need to get a different type of smoke alarm. No sense buying a $26 to $30 smoke alarm like this when you can buy a $10 to $15 smoke alarm that's just battery operated to fit your house. So look at your house, see what kind you have. That's your first step before you do anything, before you even go to the store. Take a picture of it, unscrew it. If you've got a question about it, you take the battery out. You take the whole thing to the store if you want. They have so many. The thing is, they have so many different smoke alarm types. And okay, that went really well. That's the first one I've installed in this house. And if you want to see that, I've got that on my channel. It's probably on the preceding video where you're seeing this one here. But the very first thing I'm going to do before anything is I want to turn the breaker off. I don't want to hook these up hot. And see, there's a green light, so I know the power's on. You go to your electrical panel, try to find that. Should be in your sub panel somewhere. Start checking out your breakers. It could be underneath a light breaker for your lights in your bedrooms or your halls. It could be underneath an electrical plugs breaker, you know, for your electrical outlets. Or you might just find it under smoke alarm. I found mine under, what was it? An extra room. What was that? So I got to come in here and do it now. It was under guest room. Never would have guessed it was under guest room until I started flipping breakers. So there's my breaker. We'll go back out here, make sure that that light is off. And see, that little light is off. And generally one breaker will turn off all of your smoke alarms, but still check them. I'm looking up there and I see that one's off, because you never know how they hooked it up. Maybe you had a flunky electrician or the apprentice hooking those up and they didn't hook them up properly, and he hooked it underneath a light switch, or the lights for the bedroom over here on a separate breaker. You just never know. And I've got other smoke alarms upstairs too, and I don't know if those are going to be on the same breaker. I'm going to have to go up there and check it out. Don't make any assumptions, okay? I don't want you playing with hot wires. All right. Now see, on that one right there, I just saw the big globe flash red. And that is showing that the power is off, and maybe the battery backup, 9-volt battery up there is flashing that to let you know that now it's, even though the power is off, that smoke alarm still works because it's got the battery backup up there. Okay? And so there's your first form of business. Get those things turned off and get ready to remove that. So that's our next step. I've got to get a ladder, and I can't reach it with that one. I've got an 8-foot ladder I'm going to have to drag around to get up there and remove that. Okay, so I'll get that out and we'll get ready to remove it. Since I'm doing 3, I might as well pull them all out at the same time. They come with the little harness assembly. Here's your directions. They come with a little, like a shower cap cover. In case you're new construction, this you can install it and then put this cap over it and protect it from dust and stuff, and your paint fumes and all that kind of stuff. Okay, there's one. I usually save these because if I get ready to paint or something, I can put that over that, or if I have some sheetrock repairs or something like that, I know it's going to get dusty, replacing the carpets, maybe sweeping the floor, scraping the floor. You get dust all over the place. Put these, then you can get these, even if your smoke alarms are 5 years old, get your dust covers back out. Maybe you still have them, you can protect them, or you can put a little plastic up there and some masking tape around them or something. But last thing you want is to get dust and stuff in there. It could affect the smoke alarm later on down the road. We don't want that, do we? Okay. Well, on each one of these, it's got on these particular ones, on the side, it's got replaced by and then date of install. So I'm going to fill all those out right now. And before I put them up there, kind of a good idea to do that, because then you can just look up there and say, oh, 8 years from now, oh, when did I install those? Look up there and know when you installed it and when you're supposed to change them out, because they suggest and recommend that you replace them every 10 years. Now these happen to have a battery in there that you cannot replace, you cannot mess with it, and after 10 years, if it still works, you should replace your smoke alarms anyways. Okay, you should not have any smoke alarms continued to be operating after 10 years. Very important to realize that's a manufacturer's recommendation and suggestion, and it should not be taken lightly. The ones that I'm replacing are 17 years old. They should replace these after 10 years. 17 years, it still works. Yes, they still work. You can keep replacing your alkaline 9-volt batteries up there. Still works, but they don't recommend it because you could have a problem later on down the road. They're only designed to last so long. I always have to think about this. Add 10 years to that. It's just a nice little habit to get into, to get your dates on there. And some, I don't know if all of them have this date of install and replace by on them. You could write it on the back or on the side with a felt tip pen or something. This brand has it. Most of them probably do. these little harnesses, these particular ones, you can only put them in one way. Boom, boom, boom. But make sure you get it lined up right, because is it possible to get it off and have it down lower or something, thinking like, see those three holes? Look at that. Those three holes down low. There, there, and there. Maybe you get your wires and it seems like it's fit, but it's not, because you don't have them in the right holes. You know? Make sure you get it in the right holes. And all smoke alarms are not created equal on the wiring. Here I've got a black, white, and red. The red's got a little cap on it. If your smoke alarm is only connected with black and white, leave the red and leave this thing on there. It's like, it just covers up the end and protects it like a wire nut or something. So you can just pull it off. It's just a little plastic deal. Pop that back on there if you don't need it. Now in my case, chances are I'm going to need those. The first one I put in, I had to do it. And when they do it in daisy chains, boom, 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 usually they've got an extra wire in there. It just depends how the electrician has hooked it up, okay? Sometimes you need the red wire, sometimes you don't. Okay? Hello! My honey's home, and I've got one installed, and I'm going to just say hello to her and get back over here and get these three installed. It will only take a minute. Be right back.